Yo. Yep.
Hello. Hi. Welcome to the Big Dumb Post Show. Bigger and dumber. Every
Than
day.
ever before.
Every day. We're getting excited. We leave for Nashville coming up on Sunday. And I feel like this year, out of any year, the CMA Awards has like snuck up on us.
Yeah,
Like it's here.
I agree.
It's here.
We were there a year ago. We did the same thing a year ago.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like that long.
It's fun to look back to, you know how you get like Facebook memories and stuff that come up? I was just looking on our page today and it was like 8 years ago we were there, and then you look at who was just coming up in country music that's in like that photo album, and it was like, you know, brand new artists at that time. Had been like a Maren Morris was brand new, and you know, now we fast forward to this, and I mean, she won't be there this year. She's not doing country. Like, you just look at someone's career and in that time, it's just kind of fun to look back and how big people got. Like, I remember Morgan Wallen coming through, and like when he started to grow a mullet, and you're like, oh, this kid like might be something. Maybe.
Who this year? Maybe a Megan Maroney. If she rolls through, she's gonna have a big next year. I mean, we're gonna talk to her. You know, maybe this weekend or in a couple days, and we're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, Megan Maroney," and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, I don't even know what she's gonna say, but she's gonna be big."
Remember when we announced our very first Hoobajube, and we were like so hung up on the name of like, what is Hoobajube and all of this, and then we're like, okay, the lineup, and they're like, okay, this new kid Bailey Zimmerman, we think he's gonna be something. And I love stories like that. That is my favorite part of the CMAs. I would take interviews like that a million times. I love them all. I really do. There's nobody that I'm like, ugh. But I would take an interview like with a Bailey or a Megan Maroney a million times over a Luke Bryan, just because I get so excited for the new music in our format and like living through, you know, somebody starting out and watching what they do and are they going to make it? And then you look back at all the people that we thought were going to be big and like didn't make it, you know, and you're like,
that's good.
You know,
any top of mind on that one? Let's think.
I know. I don't want to say anything because it's like they might have a new song coming out. You never know. And you wish them all the best. But yeah, there's a couple where you go, I wished you would have made it.
I know.
I wished you would have.
They're moving into the songwriting portion of their career. Those people.
Yeah, right? That's where you make the money anyway.
I have 3 on my brain, but I won't say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, God, now I want to know. So you can't do that because we can't do,
Who comes out, pretty big. They're going to have a big career, and then they don't, and then they move into songwriting. Yeah. Which is great. It's lucrative. I wish I could do it. That's
what Luke Combs did for a long time. I mean, he was like a songwriter before. So was Chris Stapleton. I have a funny story about Chris Stapleton. The very first time he came through, he's only really come through once because he is very, very like social anxiety. And you don't know that at the time. They're brand new, So no one knows what someone's going through in a room full of a bunch of media. Like that's intimidating anyway.
Not a big talker.
And so Justin Timberlake at the time says, I'm going to perform on the CMA Awards with Chris Stapleton, this song called Tennessee Whiskey. Everybody in radio immediately is like, who is Chris Stapleton? And looking it up, there's very little on him online, very little. And so we're like, why is Justin Timberlake so into this guy? And he loves his songwriting, loves his voice. So nobody really knew 7 years ago who this Chris Stapleton guy was coming in. When he did come in, he looks exactly like he looks now. Exactly. And I thought he was someone's handler, someone's manager saying, like
a record rep.
Old Dominion's on the way.
Yeah.
And like I thought that he worked for a different artist, and he came and sat down, and he's big, he's a big guy. And they're like, oh, this is Chris Stapleton. So immediately I was like, so I feel like you're meeting a lot of people for the first time. This is really exciting. It was obviously quite an interesting, unique pairing with Justin Timberlake. And he goes, why? And I was like, oh God. Like I didn't know, you don't know him or his personality or anything. He wasn't being rude in any way, shape, or form, but it was one of the most intimidating interviews from that point on. Cause I was like, does this guy like not like people? But he was just being so kind and just like, why was it so interesting? Like what made it so interesting? You're like, because we don't know you.
Right.
We don't know who you are.
People still talk about that performance, by the way, the Chris Stapleton, Justin Timberlake. That was 7 years ago?
It was like 7 years ago. And then he comes out and has like the Ricky Martin Grammys moment where no one knew who he was in mainstream either until he has the one performance that just changed everything. So you never really know what you're going to get with somebody. Because now, like, I mean, the guy is incredible, and he's also one of the nicest human beings there is. He's so sweet, but he's just very much him. Like, why?
They just announced. Like, I know.
I like your beard, and then I ran away.
Can I touch it? No, that'll just be me.
Yeah.
The Post Malone was just added as a performer.
Yeah,
with Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
CMA Awards are going to be big this year. And like Tracy said, we're going to be out there Monday and Tuesday talking to everybody. Maybe drop a question you want us to ask somebody.
What if Post Malone comes in?
Yeah. What if Post Malone comes in?
You know?
What do you ask Post Malone?
Right. That's where you start to go like, okay,
how many
hold on.
tattoos you got?
I mean,
have you counted
Jelly Roll came in last year, and you don't know, like with him too, because like I would have thought, if I would have guessed, I hadn't met Jelly Roll at the time, I would have thought maybe a Chris Stapleton style personality, very like, oh, thanks, like very kind of cut and dry, like this is what it is. That guy comes in like a Labrador, and we're like, hi, we're Tracy and Fizz. He's like, oh my God, oh, this and this. And like, just, I don't even know if we asked a question. He just went off for like 5 minutes. Yeah, the sweetest. So I don't know what I would ask Posty.
Oh, well, don't call him Posty.
I can. Yeah. I'd ask Posty, what's going on? And then I would immediately text my middle child and say, what do I ask Post Malone? And he'd say, don't ever call him Posty, just like you did.
I bet you're excited. They're going to do, I think it's Alan Jackson, Zach Brown Band, going to do a tribute to Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, that'll be nice.
That will be nice.
That'll be really nice. That'll be fun.
You're a parrot head.
I did back in the day, college days. We all go through like our Jimmy Buffett, college years, I think. And I think we saw him like 7 times.
Oh, and that's a lot like for one artist.
Yeah. Like we would travel and we'd get all these like people from college. And it was just a group of 20 to 22-year-olds living free and like going to see Jimmy Buffett. And it was a vibe. It was some of the best times ever at a live concert. Have you ever seen him live?
No.
Oh,
and so I never will.
You were the one who stayed at a Margaritaville hotel. That's the weird part, is that I went and saw Jimmy and like did his concerts, and you like just went to Margaritaville.
Like, it was the cheapest place we could find in Times Square. It's not because we like Jimmy Buffett.
It's gross.
We didn't go there because of Buffett. It was Expedia. What you got? Oh, Margaritaville's got a deal. All right, let's go there.
And even like somebody that loves him way back in the day is just like, you stayed at a Margaret. Why? No.
What's your favorite Jimmy Buffett song? And you have to pick one.
Come Monday. I could pick it like that.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
That's me and Ian's song.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the song he proposed to. Yeah, Come Monday is a beautiful song.
Lonely days in a bright early haze.
In a brown LA haze.
Whatever. And
what did you say?
In a bright early haze.
Okay.
And I just want you back by my side.
There it is. Some of it. Yeah, Come Monday is a beautiful song. Jimmy actually wrote some pretty good songs.
Mine's
as cheesy as
Volcano.
he could be. That's a good one too.
Is it?
What's the one?
I'm not the biggest Jimmy Buffett
One particular
fan.
Harbor is a good one. And then I think about the good times.
Well, that sounds like a B-side.
In the Caribbean sunshine.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, there's some good jams. I'm excited to see what Zach Brown does, because I bet you they'll come out with the parrot head kind of Jimmy Buffett.
Well, I mean, I don't remember. Has Zach Brown Band ever performed with Alan Jackson? That's pretty cool.
I don't know. I feel like really? I don't know. There's so many collabs with the CMAs. That's the hard part too, is keeping all of that straight. And that, and then you'll like be talking to Zach Brown and be like, so it's your first time? He'll be like, we've performed with them 7 times. And you're like, damn it. Sorry, you can't remember them all. But unforgettable performance.
The great if Post Malone stepped into that tribute.
Right. Like, honestly. All right. Tomorrow morning on the show, you guys, super excited about this. Tomorrow morning, we've got your front row tickets to see Cody Johnson.
August at Fiddler's. That's going to be a huge show. Front row tickets tomorrow morning. Pretty cool.
See you tomorrow.